You don't know that at the very top, that whole project is being run illegally.
This thing is stalled right over us. There it is.
They would have so much control over everything if they had that.
These technologies are unsanctioned.
Picture this: covert operations running entirely off the radar, fueled by trillions of unaccounted dollars and shrouded in deception. From underground military bases to reverse-engineered alien technology, insiders with first-hand knowledge are stepping forward with bombshell evidence. And their revelations? A calculated plan to sow fear and stage events, all to maintain control and justify astronomical military spending. Let us tune in as Dr. Greer and Billy Carson prepare to peel back the layers of this unprecedented cover-up. The rogue world of secret operations. For over 15 years, whispers, theories, and countless questions have circulated about the mysteries of unidentified flying objects, drones, and advanced technologies. Now the buzz is louder than ever. Dr. Stephen Greer and Billy Carson are stepping up to pull back the curtain on a story that has been cloaked in secrecy. Hold tight, this ride is about to get wild. But just as the truth seems within reach, a shocking revelation threatens to upend everything we thought we knew. What they're about to reveal could change the course of history forever. Picture this: high-tech operations running completely off the books. These are not just unsanctioned, they're illegal, downright rogue projects. Witnesses are finally stepping forward. Not just any witnesses, but people with first-hand access to classified materials, underground facilities, and even the infamous debris we've only dreamed of. You've seen the movies. Now the real story is unfolding. For decades, the powers that be have buried secrets so deep that even Congress is left in the dark. Key members don't even know where the evidence, bodies, ships, or otherworldly tech is stashed. It's been over 80 years of cover-ups, reverse engineering, and let's face it, flat-out deception. Dr. Stephen Greer, a name synonymous with unidentified flying object disclosure, and Billy Carson, founder of Forbidden Knowledge, are making waves as they expose covert operations. These projects have operated in a shadowy realm where secrecy reigns supreme. Greer warns of a long-standing plan to manipulate the narrative, leading us into a so-called alien threat. Think about it. What better way to justify massive military spending than to scare the world into believing we're under attack? This psychological warfare has been in motion for decades. The script? Stage events, create chaos, and spin the story to control public perception. Case in point, the recent surge in mysterious drone sightings in the UK and beyond. Coincidence? Not likely. According to Greer, these are calculated distractions rolled out right after meetings with global leaders to discuss disclosure. These drones are part of a larger ploy to confuse, mislead, and maintain control. A group of insiders, disillusioned by the corruption, are ready to blow the lid off this operation. These aren't your everyday whistleblowers. They're high-ranking, deeply embedded, and armed with proof. From underground bases to clandestine experiments, they've seen it all. And they're naming names. Why now? What's changed after all these years? The stakes have never been higher. With a new president coming in and mounting global pressure, the window for disclosure is wide open. Greer has been working tirelessly, briefing top officials and rallying support to ensure that when the truth comes out, it doesn't spiral into fear-mongering or worse, interplanetary conflict. Remember the Vietnam War? It was sparked by a fabricated event, the Gulf of Tonkin incident. Greer and Carson draw unsettling parallels, suggesting that the unidentified flying object narrative is being manipulated in the same way. False events lead to fear, fear leads to control, and control leads to money and power. It's a cycle as old as time. Let's not forget the trillions of dollars unaccounted for in defense budgets. Where does it all go? Into secret programs, private contracts, and ultimately, the pockets of those orchestrating the entire charade. These black budget projects are untouchable, hidden under layers of national security. Meanwhile, the rest of us are left guessing. Here's the silver lining. The truth is powerful. If this disclosure is handled correctly, it could unite humanity like never before. Imagine a world where advanced technologies are used for good, clean energy, global prosperity, and even peaceful contact with extraterrestrial civilizations. That's the dream Greer and Carson are fighting for. The road ahead won't be easy. The battle for disclosure is just beginning. It's a battle of narratives, of information, and ultimately of humanity's future. The next few months could change everything. Keep your eyes on the skies, and more importantly, on the people brave enough to expose the truth. This isn't just about unidentified flying objects or drones. It's about reclaiming our right to know what's really going on. The battle for disclosure isn't just theirs to fight, it's ours. Greer's work highlights the psychological games played to keep us distracted. These drones and fabricated, unidentified flying object sightings are merely tools to control public opinion. Each new event is carefully staged to sustain the narrative of fear. Leaders and media outlets are fed the same script, spouting identical lines to maintain the illusion of authenticity. It's a web of misinformation, spun so intricately that even top government officials remain oblivious. The insiders willing to speak out bring tales of clandestine underground facilities known as DUMBs, deep underground military bases. These sites house unimaginable technology, reverse-engineered from downed unidentified flying objects, and serve as the testing ground for man-made flying objects that mimic extraterrestrial crafts. The implications are staggering. What's been hidden from public view could revolutionize energy, transport, and even medicine. But instead, it's hoarded by the few who seek control. These whistleblowers describe a shadowy world of secret experiments and ethically questionable practices. Some recount witnessing genetically altered beings, human-alien hybrids, and even advanced AI used to simulate extraterrestrial encounters. The goal? To keep the public convinced of an external threat while masking the truth that these operations are entirely human-made. Greer's mission is to dismantle this web of deceit. His decades-long work with political leaders and activists aims to ensure that when disclosure happens, it leads to enlightenment rather than panic. The potential for positive change is immense. Imagine harnessing the suppressed technology to end energy scarcity and environmental destruction. A world where humanity thrives, free from the grip of fossil fuels and the oligarchs who profit from them. The flow of missing money raises a big question. What's really being hidden, and at what cost? The trillion-dollar cover-up beneath our skies. Billy Carson adds depth to this movement, emphasizing the financial corruption intertwined with the unidentified flying object cover-up. Trillions of dollars vanish into classified programs, never accounted for or questioned. These funds support a sprawling network of private contractors and black ops projects. By exposing this system, Carson hopes to redirect those resources toward uplifting humanity. As the clock ticks toward imminent disclosure, the stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't just about revealing what's been hidden. It's about deciding the path forward. Will humanity embrace the truth and work toward unity, or will fear and manipulation plunge us into chaos? The battle for disclosure is ultimately a battle for our future. It challenges us to question everything we've been told and to demand accountability from those in power. This is a pivotal moment in history, one that could define the course of human civilization for generations to come. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and remember that the truth belongs to all of us. Imagine this. It's been 15 years and we're still spinning the same stories about unidentified flying objects, drones, and secret tech. You know, the kind of stories that make you pause and wonder if the world is run by people with more imagination than sense. The big headlines are here. Dr. Stephen Greer, Billy Carson, and others are back to stir the pot, talking about drones, alien tech, and whistleblowers. But let's dig a little deeper, strip away the shiny veneer, and ask the real questions. First off, let's address the so-called whistleblowers. These people, bless them, have been trying to shine a light on the shadowy corners of our government and military-industrial complex. But here's the catch. Some of them aren't even first-hand witnesses. They're like the friend of a friend who swears they saw Bigfoot. Sure, it's compelling, but it's not exactly a smoking gun. Meanwhile, the folks who actually have direct knowledge, they're curiously absent from these discussions. Why? Maybe they're scared. Maybe they're silenced. Or maybe they just don't exist. The truth is, if Congress can't even gather these people into a room, what does that say about their ability to handle such a colossal topic? Now let's talk about Congress itself. Imagine a group of people trying to solve a Rubik's Cube, but they're blindfolded and only working on it for 10 minutes a week. That's about the level of effort we're seeing here. When Dr. Greer first met with Senate investigators 3 years ago, he told them straight up, "This is a complicated mess, and you're going to need a full team to untangle it." Did they listen? Of course not. Instead, they tried to do it on the cheap, assigning a couple of overworked staffers to dig into decades of conspiracy theories, secret projects, and classified tech. And then they wonder why nothing gets done. It's not just about laziness or incompetence, though. Congress's attempts to fund proper investigations have been blocked at every turn. Whether it's the Senate or the House, any push for dedicated teams and resources has been denied. And let's not forget the ridiculous limitations they're working under. One investigator was told he could only spend 10% of his time on this issue. 10%. You can't even write a decent unidentified flying object blog post with that kind of commitment, let alone investigate a global phenomenon. Meanwhile, the media and the internet are ablaze with talk of invasion, fear, and disaster. The narrative is being shaped by fearmongers and manipulators who know exactly what they're doing. Words like mothership and attack are being thrown around to scare the pants off people who don't know any better. But let's be real for a second. If an alien civilization wanted to take us out, they wouldn't bother with little drones zipping around New Jersey. They'd wipe us out with a flick of their interstellar wrist and be done with it. This whole "they're coming for us" narrative is laughable at best and dangerous at worst. Here's where things get tricky, though. It's not just about unidentified flying objects or aliens. It's about who's controlling the narrative and why. Decades of secret programs and black-budget projects have created tech that's almost indistinguishable from the real deal. Reverse-engineered craft, advanced drones, and even AI-powered vehicles have been developed and tested in secret. And these aren't your average drones. These are cutting-edge machines that could easily be mistaken for alien tech by anyone who sees them. This isn't just speculation. There's documented proof of these projects, from the infamous triangular crafts spotted at military bases to reports of living, breathing technology that seems straight out of a sci-fi movie. The problem is, this tech is in the hands of people who don't exactly have humanity's best interests at heart. We're talking about shadowy groups with massive budgets and even bigger egos who see the rest of us as pawns in their high-stakes game. The real danger isn't alien invasion. It's humans using this tech to stage fake attacks, manipulate the masses, and consolidate power. This isn't just some wild theory. There's a long history of governments and organizations pulling stunts like this to push their agendas. From false flag operations to psychological warfare, the playbook is as old as time. And now, with tech that can mimic alien craft, the stakes have never been higher. Think about it. A staged alien attack could unite the world under a single banner, but not in a good way. It would be a banner of fear, control, and militarization. The kind of scenario where governments justify stripping away freedoms, ramping up surveillance, and pouring billions into defense projects, all in the name of protecting us from a threat that doesn't even exist. It's the ultimate power grab, and we're the ones who'll pay the price. But it doesn't have to be this way. There's another path, one that leads to a brighter future instead of a dystopian nightmare. Imagine a world where disclosure happens not out of fear, but out of hope, where the knowledge of advanced technologies and extraterrestrial civilizations is used to uplift humanity, not divide it. The fight to control the story heats up. Who benefits from keeping us in the dark? From unidentified flying objects to black budgets. The choice, though, isn't up to the secretive cabals or the shadowy powers that be. It's up to us to demand transparency, to question the narratives we're being fed, and to hold those in power accountable. As the revelations keep rolling out and the media frenzy continues, we've got to keep our heads on straight, question everything, demand evidence, and don't let fear dictate the narrative. The battle for disclosure isn't just about uncovering the truth. It's about shaping the future. And that, my friends, is a battle worth fighting. The stories of secret technologies and the whispers of extraterrestrial encounters are like puzzle pieces scattered across decades. These revelations point to not only what might be out there in the stars, but also to the darker corners of human ambition. For over 70 years, secretive operations have unfolded behind closed doors, creating technologies that defy logic and capabilities that rival even the most imaginative science fiction. Yet these marvels of engineering have been shrouded in secrecy, not for the public's safety, but for maintaining control. Reverse engineering, a term that's been thrown around in these circles, goes far beyond mere speculation. Craft that seem to operate on principles beyond known physics have been reportedly recovered and studied. Engineers and scientists isolated in top-secret facilities have pushed the boundaries of what's possible, creating crafts that not only mimic, but perhaps even surpass the original extraterrestrial designs. This might sound like the plot of a blockbuster, but the documentation and testimony from insiders paint a picture that is difficult to dismiss entirely. These advancements didn't occur in a vacuum. Trillions of dollars have allegedly been funneled into black-budget projects, enabling this covert technological race. But where does this leave the rest of humanity? What could have been breakthroughs for energy, transportation, and communication have instead been weaponized or hidden away? The motivations aren't entirely clear, but the implications are chilling. It suggests a world where the pursuit of power overshadows the potential for progress. Perhaps the most concerning aspect is the use of these technologies in psychological operations. Imagine seeing a craft that defies explanation hovering over your city. The sheer spectacle would be enough to instill awe and fear in equal measure. For those behind these operations, this reaction is the goal. By creating a narrative of extraterrestrial threats, they can manipulate public perception, steering it toward fear-based compliance. This isn't a new tactic. It's a reimagining of the age-old strategy of creating a common enemy to unify and control populations. But there is hope. The same technologies that have been used to deceive can also be tools for liberation. Advanced propulsion systems could revolutionize travel. Energy systems derived from these crafts could eliminate our reliance on fossil fuels, ushering in an era of sustainability. Communication devices inspired by non-terrestrial technology could bridge gaps and foster global understanding. The potential is there, waiting to be unlocked. What stands in the way is not the complexity of these technologies, but the entrenched systems of secrecy and control. Breaking through these barriers will require more than curiosity. It will require courage and unity. We must advocate for transparency and push for a world where the benefits of these advancements are shared rather than hoarded. This isn't just a matter of uncovering the truth. It's about building a future where knowledge serves humanity rather than divides it. The path through the maze of facts and falsehoods grows more urgent with every step. The future depends on the choices made in the years ahead, choices that will define humanity's understanding of its role in the universe and its way of life on Earth. The decision between fear and hope, between control and freedom, must be deliberate and thoughtful. The struggle to uncover hidden truths is not only about bringing secrets to light, but about building a world where those truths encourage growth instead of fear. The road ahead will be challenging, but the goal is one of great importance and promise. After years of talk, documentaries, and secret meetings, the truth about drones and unidentified flying objects is still hidden. This isn't just about strange lights or odd flying objects. It's about something much bigger and more complicated. Some of the most advanced technologies in the hands of people who should not have control over it. For decades, they've operated without rules. One documentary showed how some agencies and big media companies work together to control what the public knows. A former editor at a big tabloid even said his boss, linked to the CIA, was part of this effort to shape public opinion. This isn't random. It's a planned strategy to spread misinformation. Project Mockingbird, for example, turned media into a tool for propaganda. The CIA is supposed to focus on threats from other countries, but evidence shows they've been controlling things here at home. This breaks the law that created the agency. Some former CIA members have admitted it, but there are no consequences. Why aren't these people being held accountable? Many people involved in secret projects didn't know they were part of illegal operations. Imagine being young and following orders without knowing the full picture. Decades later, some realize they've been part of unlawful activities. Some of them have spoken out, sharing their regret. They're not bad people, but were caught in a bad system. By the time they understood, it was too late to leave without risking everything. Safe ways for these people to tell their stories are needed. The media, instead of exposing the truth, has often been used to suppress it. For example, the National Enquirer spent a lot of money on unidentified flying object stories, but not to reveal the truth. They made the topic look silly, making people doubt real cases. This isn't just about them, it's about all of us. The truth about unidentified flying objects and drones doesn't belong to secret agencies. It belongs to everyone. Governments are supposed to work for the people, but they've flipped the script. They use fear and manipulation to control us. Think about past crises and how fear was used to push decisions. Drones aren't just random flying machines. Experts think they're part of a planned strategy to spread fear and confusion. They're testing how people react, making us think we're under attack. Fear keeps us controlled. This strategy is simple: create a problem, amplify fear, and then offer a solution that benefits those in power. Are we blindly trusting those who exploit fear for power? Share your thoughts below in the comments, give a like, and subscribe. Your voice matters. What do you think?